Was it?
And it is good you're here.
Was it he said about ammunition? Was it today or the other day?
This is the second time he said this. He said this on a thing a few weeks ago, and I was saying again that at some point during one of his conflicts, he won't say what, the generals came to him and said,
and one of the top generals, the tippy top,
one of the central casting beautiful generals that we love, the gorgeous men, the hunks, the hunk generals, come to him and said, Mr. President, we can't do that. We're out of ammunition.
Yeah.
We don't have any more bullets.
We're done.
We can't. We have
That's
to
not
wait.
something we want to project out to our enemies.
But the thing is, he said that happened at the time, and now he didn't say anything then, but now he can say it because now we have plenty of bullets.
Right.
And of course. And that's never going to happen again. So the enemies need to keep careful because we've got the bullets back.
Yeah.
We've got all the bullets. My hand is already doing it.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I'm not even trying to do it in my hand. Like signing out my name while I'm talking.
Yeah.
That just happens as soon as I start thinking.
Well, all the armament manufacturers suddenly just got back to work.
Yeah, they were all snoozing until he called them up and said,
I wonder if there's any enemy intelligence that sussed that out. Like, they come in. We've just got some amazing intel. The United States is out of ammunition. This is our chance.
We just get Invasion USA.
Yeah.
I thank God that
like the soldiers are just shooting. There's shit. There's nothing here. The hell's the guns?
Just yell bang and scare them off.
But like on the show, on cinema, in the movie, like when you see Tim, when you get you get further and further in to whatever maniacal scheme or disaster or murder or accidental death that's going on, and the pressure keeps getting ratcheted up, but then always you find some way to avoid responsibility for it, and that is again very much mirrored. I mean, we'll see what's happening now with impeachment, but he seems to be reacting in a very similar way.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll all be fine. I'm sure it'll just skate over another incident. He does say, I mean, they do a really good job, don't you think, of like making it just like you can imagine your person that doesn't really pay that close attention to this stuff just being like, oh, I don't know. Maybe he's right. Like they just get sort of like maybe the whole thing is corrupt. But I don't. He obfuscates it so well. But maybe he's getting bad. Maybe it's getting exhausting. I don't know. He's running out of moves.
Perpetual problem of how to comedically deal with a figure like Trump.
Yeah.
If, you're doing this movie that comes at it sort of obliquely, but facing some challenges in terms of people getting it.
For sure. I mean, this happens, and it really, not to get Mark Maron on you here.
Please do.
But we take it really personally, and it's crazy that we do, because at the same time, we're also doing something so us and so for us and only for us. But this movie is weird because the short story is, we made this thing without thinking about it getting a theatrical release. We kind of just shot it on cinema. We were so excited by it and just couldn't believe that we actually kind of accidentally made a movie, that we were encouraged by our friends to be like, you should try to put this out. Like maybe somebody wants to distribute this, And then it happened, and Magnolia said, we think this is hilarious. Okay, cool. It's going to come out as a movie because I want to watch it with an audience. I want this on cinema fandom or family.
The on cinema fandom to watch it.
Yeah, the one fan. But it also felt
Greg,
like,
right?
this isn't just for our fan. Like this feels a little like a good, it's got like a dark comedy. I don't know. We just thought it was good. We're proud of it, and people that we like, liked it, whatever. And then it comes out, and there's still this happened with our other everything we try to put out on a larger level. There's still this old guard of, movie critics who we've been making fun of for 10 years. We stick our head up out of the, mole hole and drive. And they go, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen. This is a disaster. Not one laugh.
Or
like somebody said, the LA Times said, laugh free. This tedious laugh
put that on the Blu-ray.
Loser Tim Heidecker fails again in making a movie.
Yeah.
Bye, honey.
Yeah, no joke. Like, come on, really? Like, I can understand it not being everyone's cup of tea or it being a little dry or whatever, but I look at it, I go, well, I see a lot of jokes in this thing. Like more than a fucking comedy that I've ever seen in the past 4 years that comes out that doesn't make. But I could write a review for what's a comedy that's come out. Anybody?
Do they even make them anymore?
I don't. Well, Todd Phillips says you can't.
Yeah.
But what's a good example of like a movie that came out that's funny?
Stuber.
Right. Stuber.
Thank you.
Do you think my guess is I wouldn't have smiled during Stuber, right?
I didn't see Stuber due to that assumption on my part that I would not have
you know to
enjoyed it.
stay away, and so I just don't know why. And I don't want to pick on Stuber, but I am. But I don't. You know, if I was writing reviews, maybe that's a review I just wouldn't write. Right? Like, oh, I can see right away this isn't for me.
Yeah.
So what does it matter what I think about it? It's just like
it's like part of the difficulty is that, you know, like you said, you're doing like the movie really is just like an extension of On Cinema. And if you watch that show, like just come in at any point,
right,
it's hard to get. But then if you followed the extended On Cinema cinematic universe, the jokes and plot lines that you have done over, I guess now 11 seasons of that, like the payoff on them takes so long to get to, but is incredible. Like the mythology that you and Greg have created, based on what is an incredibly hokey and simple idea of this like bad cable access movie review show.
But I would make the case that you could watch this movie without seeing any of that and still identify like core comedic concepts going on.
Yeah,
like they're not that. It's not that complicated. I think. It's like an idiot is running for office and does stupid shit, and he's got a lunatic friend who won't leave him alone. You know,
the campaign slogan is "We have a rat problem," meaning the DA, and then you get a bunch of actual restaurants to put the sign up in their window, and it just says "We have a rat problem," and then underneath it, very small, it says Tim Heidecker for DA.
But listen to this, like because again, I mean, this seems like the perfect venue to vent about this shit.
Get
right?
Dennis Miller on it.
Yeah. But just from this, I posted this thing in the Wrap. Where is the article? I wonder if she took it out. Holy shit! What if she took it out?
Down the memory hole.
Yeah, because
it's been scrubbed from the web.
Animal Farm.
She talks about this. Oh my God! They took it out. Well, I don't care. I'm going to read it anyways. For the record,
the internet is forever.
Well, I screen capped it. Believe it. I sent it to everybody I know.
They can't
Can you
stop
believe
us
this
from doing
shit?
that yet.
I mean, they edited this out because I complained about it online. But the narrative comes just 3 years after the Orlando club shooting that resulted in 49 deaths and 2017's Fire Festival debacle
Are you
that
fucking
scammed
kidding
numerous
me?
attendees out of thousands of dollars. Two major event crimes that were obviously no laughing matter. And yet, Heidecker and Notornicola have decided that kind of fair open season for comedy writing. So, yeah, I said, what's this now? You're equating the Orlando shooting, which was horrifying and horrible and still upsetting to think about, and Fire Festival, which is everyone agrees is funny.
Yeah.
And our movie has nothing to do with the Pulse nightclub shooting in any
But those
way.
Instagrammers got so sunburned. Tim.
Yeah. But anyway, so now I was trying to find this for you guys, and at the end it says, for the record, a previous version of this story referencing the Pulse nightclub shooting and Fire Festival has been removed. What else can I complain about to get removed?
Cancel culture strikes
You just
again.
said it was laugh-free. Would you go to a lie detector test? Would you take a lie detector test about that? If so, remove. I mean,
you can't. Jokes aren't good anymore. You can't.
I mean, I know it's like a sort of a lame thing to say, but is humor dead? Can one do jokes anymore?
No, I think
Tim?
you can. I mean, we cry laughing at our own shit. You know, like we love it. We're making new stuff, and it's corny, but it's like and maybe you guys feel this way too. The most doing this, like what you guys are doing now, is so rewarding and fun and feels effortless a lot of the time, and it's like when you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's great.
Yeah.
But then you have to put things out.
Yes.
And that part of it is exhausting, terrifying, anxiety-ridden, and even somebody like me who's been doing it for 15 years never gets easier or better. And, I've done things that have gotten good reviews, but I got to, for my own self-care, I have to remove myself from caring about it. But it seems impossible because it does connect to how well something can do or how popular something can be, which only gives you more opportunity to do it on a bigger level. You know what I mean? So it's not just like my pride or my ego or anything, but it's like, hey, you fucking woman who's comparing my thing to the Pulse nightclub shooting, as funny and as sick and as crazy as that is, it does have like a direct correlation to if I can keep doing this down the road. You know what I mean? Because it adds up to being like, you know what? People look at a review or they look at a Rotten Tomatoes thing and go like, well, I'll wait for that, or I won't see that or something. So it's kind of something that, it's maybe not exciting to hear about me bitch about, but it's, I'm just being honest with you.
Even taking seriously, the idea that the Electric Sun 19 were like a real thing, like that would be horrible, but it's not though. That didn't happen.
There have been 0 deaths conclusively linked to vaping.
Yes, absolutely.
This is all an invention of the media. If you ask actual scientists, and I know many, many scientists, they're very, very smart people, they all agree that vaping is 100% safe.
It's
and
wonderful
good for you.
And good for you.
And there's a lot of fun flavors.
Well, I mean, you guys get it, but it's like, it's not funny that even fictitiously that 19 kids died at a music festival. That's not what's funny. The funny thing is that how my character reacts to that and deals with that and how it affects the show, and what kind of slime ball I am to kind of not apologize for it, but sort of
that's the
justify
problem.
his way
That's
out
what
of
makes
it.
people anxious, I think, is because you are playing a bad guy,
Right?
And that's everyone. Because I think this has a lot to do with Trump. We talked about this on the last episode we did with the dang Joker. People are so freaked out by the reality of Trump, they don't know what to do about it, and they've because most people only really interact with politics through entertainment,
right?
They've determined, well, what's wrong is the depiction of bad people makes people like them and do bad things.
Right.
Like we're back to Hays Code morality,
right?
And so when they see a guy acting like a Trumpish oaf, they're like, oh God, no! Everyone's going to think that this is okay,
right? Well, there still is this mainstream if it's the Variety or Newsweek, one of these bigger publications where they still believe that the Colbert, Trevor Noah, Bill Maher, didactic, going through what's bad about the world and sort of wagging their fingers at it is what amounts to political.
It's
satire.
amazing because that shit's been around for a long time now, and it has conclusively done nothing.
Yeah,
and yet people are like,
it makes people feel good for about a minute.
And there's 500 of them already, and yet people are like, if there was 501,
right,
that would tip the
new
scale.
voice.
A new voice came on to say the same jokes,
right,
that the rest of them do.
But also, whether it's acknowledging the terrible things that do happen in the world, or the terrible people in them, i.e. Donald Trump or any of the things he's doing, we should be able to deal with the fact that Donald Trump as a personality and a phenomenon as president is hilarious.
For sure.
It is hysterical. It's awful.
Right.
But you can intellectually process that on a number of different levels.
Right. Yeah. You have to laugh at I and my infinite or my unparalleled wisdom or whatever it was he said the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, again, talking about something that's super fucked up, which is the potential genocide of Kurds in northern Syria and elsewhere.
Yeah, you have to laugh. I mean, it's gallows humor. It's like it's like a classic kind of comedy. It's like
I think that tension makes people anxious. Right, they can't resolve it.
Yeah, and maybe there's not an appetite for that right now on a larger scale. I get that. But Dr. Strangelove came out during the height of the Cold War when a lot of people thought they were about to get nuked for real, and that was a very successful movie because maybe it critically and it was a very popular movie. It gave Kubrick a license to make 2001 because the studio was basically like, do whatever you want, but if you look at Strangelove, I call it Strangelove. I'm a film buff. You look at Strangelove,
what Stan was trying to do,
Stanley, it's a dark, very depressing, satirical look at the state of the world at that moment.
It gave him a license to do 2001, and it also gave the deep state a license to